Yes, guys, welcome to this episode of Rio Ferdinand Presents, and we are here. We've got the band back, man. With the band are back. Ste and Joel in the house for the new season. New settings, but same old story, man. Ups and downs, highs and lows, crazy expectations, delusion, the lot. You're going to get it all this season. But what I would say before we get into our season predictions and whatnot, we're coming a day later. We dropped the interview with Harry Maguire while we was on tour. We done the interview with him, and a really, really good interview, mate. I've got to be honest with you, I was actually a little bit nervous going into it, just based on the history between us that was unspoken, but still there, if you know what I mean, guys.
He came and stuck it on me and McCullough in the mix zone.
Did he?
One of the games, yeah. He didn't say anything, but he just came over and just said, "How you doing?" But name checked us both, and we both went like that.
Really?
Weird.
Did he have a stern face on when he said it, or did he look you in the eyes? What did he say?
No, he was being pretty chill, pretty friendly. McCullough's just done a 180 on him, and he's like, "I'm all Harry Maguire in now," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
No, you know what? It was actually good to do it. I think obviously we talk about roller coasters in careers or in times at clubs, but he's had that. He's gone from being like a ridiculous, huge fee to get there, and then goes to be captain. And then the captaincy's taken off him. He's been ridiculed. He's been memes galore. Like, just to get into all of that and add to that, pundits like myself and others have been critical of him. Just how he's dealt with all of that stuff and just going. And I had to ask those kind of difficult questions in that sense. Like, what's it like when someone like myself is talking about you, and how do you react to the media? What was his toughest moment coming to the club? And while he was going through them moments, he goes into that in quite depth, which was really interesting. And you get to see it from his point of view, which is good. You know what I mean? I think we always feel that we know how, or we guess how people are feeling, but to see him talk and open up around that, you know what? Another one, losing the captaincy. Like, do you know, embarrassing. Your ego, your pride is battered with stuff like that. Because we all want to be the guy. We set out to be the main guy at the beginning. So to have that ripped off him. And then talk about his relationship with Bruno, I think was telling of the man that Harry Maguire is and his response to that. Because even when Gary Neville was captain, Roy Keane was captain, I was captain, Giggsy was captain, Vida was captain, Patrice was captain when I was at the club, there was always a nucleus of other leaders around that kind of served as like good sounding boards, or were part of keeping a tight ship at the club and keeping the standards really high. So no, it was loads of stuff. Even tactically, he goes into stuff which was like it was telling that how clear it is to him now and how important the pre-season is for him. So there's lots to go at. So listen, make sure if you haven't seen the interview, guys, make sure you go and check out the interview on the channel. It's there. It's live, direct. Keep your notifications on. Make sure you tell a friend. Let's go, man. But speaking of centre backs who play under a lot of scrutiny, I've seen a lot of people talking about Virgil van Dijk and his performance in the Charity Shield, the Community Shield. Can I just say, guys, before we get into it, Community Shield does not mean a thing. I don't know a Community Shield game that I play well in.
Rio, stop it. The Community Shield, Zlatan said it counts as a trophy, and so did Jose Mourinho, some of the biggest figures in football.
Yeah, and so does your deluded manager as well.
What did you say, sorry?
So does your deluded manager as well.
There you go. Do you know what I mean? Like, it counts, man.
No, like, it's not a trophy. It's a pre-season friendly at a big stadium. Sit.
I reckon the Community Shield was probably it's probably the game I was most nervous for in the season, maybe bar a final. Because all I was worried about was getting through the 90 minutes without being embarrassed because of lack of fitness, a lack of sharpness. I'm not ready yet, the pace of the game. Like we'd go on tour, say to Asia or someone, and play a load of like Asian teams and stuff, or play a couple of teams like Real Madrid or Barca or whoever. But playing a Premier League team physically is very different. So you're thinking, I ain't even played a Premier League team yet. That's going to be a different test altogether. Physically, am I ready? So you're searching for fitness, and you're going to be a little bit shabby. You're going to be a bit sluggish. And yeah, Virgil van Dijk will come off that game and go, you know, I could have made a better decision here or there. That's not this stage of the season before the first game of the Premier League. That's normal. So don't people saying, "Oh, has he gone?" I'm seeing people say, "Is he finished?" Are you crazy?
Yeah, pundits were saying you could see that he's slower than he was before. Like I don't know what your thoughts are, Steve, because I saw you making a little bit of a funny face when Rio mentioned it in the beginning. If you can enlighten us.
Yeah, I saw all the memes about it and stuff yesterday. Again, it is one game to judge on is an interesting one. All I'm here for is hoping that Liverpool's like football manager cheat code of a transfer window just completely upsets the apple cart somehow. Like, sometimes you can have too many big signings with too much expectation that all want the ball, all want to be the main man, and does Wirtz come in and take a little bit of shine off Salah? Does the way Frimpong plays, does that take a little bit of effectiveness away from Salah? On paper, probably not, right? And it probably makes them even stronger, and they're probably favourites for the title this year. But it's Liverpool, and I have to find some coping here somewhere that they're not going to be as dominant and good as they were last year. So I'm here hoping that the wheels are going to fall off. That's the game.
Saying that though, Ekiteke, I've been like watching him in the preseason games, right? And I thought, oh, he misses a bit, one or two chances here and there. Yesterday, the way he took his goal, my goodness, like coming in, receiving the ball, laying it back, receiving it, one touch out, finish outside the box, bottom corner. Like that's the kind of stuff you see in a training session, not against another top opposition.
Do you know what, Joe? One thing he's not going to be starved of, and that's opportunities. I think if you're a young player, young forward going to Liverpool right now, one thing you're going to get is you're going to get chances. Núñez only didn't succeed at Liverpool and is open to going to another club because he's. It's not that he hasn't played well; he's just missed chances. He's not been clinical.
Yeah.
If he can finish, there's goals there for him because the amount of times they get the ball up into the final third, the amount of opportunities that Salah's getting 2-on-1s all day long. Two defenders having to come out and play against him. So what happens then? There's space somewhere else for another attacking player. And if he gets that and he can finish, he'll get chances. It's just about whether he can be cold-blooded in the hot, heated situations.
Either way, credit to Crystal Palace. The way they were resilient. Jean Mateta, like Rio, at one point, I thought this guy is the worst striker I've ever seen in the Premier League. But no, I did. I'll be honest with you, and I am wrong. I was wrong, and I look at him now and I go, he's one of the best. I even saw Ste happy when United were linked with him earlier in the transfer window.
I'd have took him all day long.
Let's move on from that. Arsenal, your team, Joel, played Man United opening day of the season at Old Trafford. Last week, you wasn't very confident at all. You was quite a morbid character last week, and I was a bit down. You were so downbeat. I was actually worried about you. Where are you at now? A week gone.
Look, I'm not trying to go too high, as Steve always says I do. I'm not trying to go too low as I am at the end of the season, but
because your socials have been very positive since last week's recording.
I'm not.
Your Instagram stories don't seem like they were being all cool and calm.
I have to say, bring on United now. Because what I saw in that friendly, right, against that Athletic Club, oh my goodness. Glock 14, Gyokeres, he's in the house now. What a header as well, man. Like, that's all we've needed. We've needed a striker that can finish. The fact that Moreno was banging in goals last season for me was criminal. Now we've got a guy that just, as long as he's in the box, the ball will go in the goal. And Zubimendi as well, I looked at him and I thought, Rio, you were right. You were telling me about him a few months ago and you were like, he's a good player, him. And I wasn't quite sure. You want to see it for yourself. But after seeing that friendly, yes, it was one friendly, I'm confident we're going to be up there. If not, we're going to win the league.
So what? Just pinpoint what it is exactly that makes you more confident at this stage of the season compared to last season.
Competition. Really simple. Before we got to the stage, especially at the end of the season, you're looking around your team and you barely have any players. Like, when people get injured, you're going, what's going on? If you don't have a striker, Havertz is out. Saka was out for long periods of the season. Now, if Saka's out, you got Madueke. At the end of the last season, Rio, we had on J. Henry Francis on the bench and we had Cabia. So these are our young boys. You know what I mean? Like, crucial parts in the season, you're thinking they're probably going to end up being good players, but what are they doing there? Now, we have options. When you have Max Dowman there as well that can play.
So who did you start the season with? Man United, who did you start? What's your starting team?
Raya in goal, Gabriel Saliba at the back, Lewis Skelly left back, right back, I would go Timber. In the middle, right now, I'll go Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard. Even though Norgard has done exceptionally well, and I'm very surprised with him. On the left, at the current moment, I'll start with Martinelli, just to start with left forward. On the right, Saka. Up top, Glock 14. You know what it is, guys. Come on now.
14.
We're beating anyone with that team. We're beating anyone with a team.
When that doesn't happen at weekend, make sure you tag me in those clips.
Yeah. Steve, so what are you saying then for United? Are you more confident after the three signings up front we've got this season in the transfer window? Because you spouted last season before a ball was kicked, I must give you credit, you said a lack of goals will be a problem, and it proved to be that because we scored 44 goals between us, the whole squad last year. We've now got strikers in the building. We bought 3 and they amount to 48 goals from last season. So that's more than our whole squad. How confident are you now, and what is the big difference for you?
You've gone and got Premier League proven in 2 out of the 3, and you've got a little bit. I would have preferred Ollie Watkins, I think. There's people that will disagree with that, and that's fine. But just to think, people want to build for the future all the time, I feel sometimes, but managers don't really have the opportunity to build for the future because they get sacked after 2 years. Like, you don't have what's the point in bringing in teenagers that aren't going to get to maturity before you get the bullet? Like, there has to be a balance. Amorim is required to be successful this season. That doesn't mean win the title this season, but there has to be like monumental leaps forward in terms of competitiveness from United. And that's why I would have gone with Ollie Watkins. Do you need to replace him in 3 or 4 years? Yeah, you would. But that might be, if you didn't, you might be looking at 2 more managers down the line anyway if you don't have that sort of mentality. So we've gone with Sesko. I'm very happy with the business that we've done so far. It's mad because now we're almost kind of getting a little bit greedy and going, okay, credit to Ineos because they looked at what we did last season. They saw what we all saw, which is like, man, this team needs goals. And they just went and completely revamped with 3 new starters in the forward line. So that's a huge step forward. Now we've all gone, okay, midfield's not very natural for this system. Can we bring another midfielder in? I know obviously there's a lot of noise around Baleba at the moment. I feel like it's just far too much money. Sir Jim has absolutely honeydicked us. He spent the last year telling us that we're skint, and then he just dropped 50 million on a new training facility, 200 million on a new front line, and we're still talking about signing other players. Like, for once, United feel like they've acted smart and blagged it a little bit in terms of like not gone out there and told everyone the truth about what the situation at the club is, which is a good thing. We've got to change the reputation in terms of how we sell players. We've got to change the reputation in terms of how we buy players. But in terms of making the squad better for next season, we've done it.
Agreed. Rio, I want to focus you on Benjamin Sesko, who obviously he's arrived. To me, it was a bit of a shock, obviously, because I thought, whoa, what's going on here? Steve's right. You guys have really done well, hunted in the market, and you've got your striker, you've got your main man. What's your thoughts on him?
He's got big potential. He's got all the attributes you'd like to see in a striker. He's big, he's strong, he's quick enough. He can shoot from all areas of the box. He's a number 9. He can come off even sometimes, but he's got the right profile of a striker that you want at Manchester United right now about this time. You've got 2 other guys who are a bit more mobile, are going to move around. He's going to stick up there more as a 9 and be a focal point and occupy 2 centre-halves. And you know that if the ball drops in the right areas in the box, anywhere in that box, he can finish. I think that's one of his strong points, is that he's not afraid to hit the ball from anywhere. If you've seen any clips of some of his goals, he scores some outrageous goals at times. But I want to see some of them ugly goals as well, by the way. I want to see the goals where he's running across the front post, where he's being almost a decoy at times, where just understanding that number 9's nuances. And that's, again, that takes him back, and again, and I sound like a broken record, that takes us back to an older number 9 coming in and not having to be shown the ropes of what to do as a number 9. He has experience of playing there and knows that when the chips are down and when things aren't going well, what do I lean on? Experience and knowing certain things to do and certain nuances of a striker that you can fall back on to make sure that it's not a rocky road or not as long as a rocky road as it could be. And that comes with experience. Now, we've got someone who's not as experienced, but who's more experienced than Rasmus Hojlund. He's played probably almost double the amount of games that Hojlund came when he came. He's 2 years older than when Rasmus Hojlund signed. And he's shown that he can score goals. He hasn't gone and blitzed it and scored like a ridiculous amount of goals, but he's a kid, he's young. Again, we can't expect that. And I don't see him coming in and scoring 25 Premier League goals. I don't think that's, or 20 Premier League goals. If he comes and scores between 10 and 15, I think that's an unbelievable return.
So what gives you confidence that Sesko will experience a more positive time at United than Hojlund? I'll start off with you, Rio, because everyone was positive when Hojlund came in, and obviously, it didn't quite go the way he had planned.
Well, I think it's more hope at the moment. I think we've got to wait and see, man. I think because you look at it and go, when Hojlund came and when Amorim came out during the season, it's a new way of playing, a new style, a new environment. The manager's finding his feet, and also you've got a number 9 trying to find his feet. So under Amorim, that's the way it's been for him. So hopefully there's a clearer picture, a clearer identity given the pre-season that we've had. There's more goals, like I said, and players that understand the Premier League, getting more experience up top in the top end of the pitch. And you'd like to think that counts for a lot going into the new season to help a new number 9 coming into the building.
The difference is that he's actually got some movement. Hojlund's movement is embarrassing. Hojlund's movement is so predictable. Rio, in your state now with a bad back, you'd mark him out of a game and be texting with your other hand. Like, he's so predictable with his running. He's so straight with his running. He's never heard of a double movement. He's never heard of running on a blind side. He's so basic in his movement. If he can be bothered even making a run, because he's lazy with it. And not only that, he's too preoccupied with hand fighting and trying to win this sort of like shirt pull battle with defenders rather than just getting away from them and making runs into space. Like, he's completely changed his game from his first... Like, I don't know what Benny McCarthy was teaching him in his first season to whatever he was getting taught last season, but it's night and day.
This is where I think I'd be unreal. And I think there'd be loads of old ex-players saying this, yeah, but this is where I think that I would have unreal input into players at a football club, because I'll be showing him what hurts defenders, what defenders don't like. Defenders like when you're fighting them, really, because they know where you are. I know the moment you come into contact with me, unless you're an absolute Brutus who can bully me out of the way, like a Lukaku.
Yeah, and he ain't.
You take that contact all day, and he's not that. So I think he should be playing on the shoulder of people, to the sides of people. Your touch isn't great anyway. The moment you're having to fight and think about holding a defender and then think about your touch goes from, if it's a 6, goes down to a 2. Carlos Tevez wasn't the biggest, right? He was strong, but even him, he didn't really want a load of contact, right? He used to play hide and seek with you. He'd stand behind you while the game's developing. So you're doing that all the time. The moment you keep doing that, you're taking your eye off what's in front of you. So the picture changes every time you turn back round. I've got to recalibrate what's going on. That's seconds, they're milliseconds that are important. If he's doing that, then the defender's got less time to think about him. Just little details like that. Opposite movements. Ian Wright, one of the best. Pretend to go long, come short. Pretend to go short, go long. I don't see him doing enough of these basic fundamentals like that are going to give him the extra time that he needs to start rebuilding the confidence when the ball comes in. It's just... These are simple little things that I think sometimes, just because you're a professional, you don't get told.
How easy is it to mark when he's standing in front of you trying to play the hold-up and he's getting a hold of you? You must be rubbing your hands together as a centre-half going, like, not a problem. I can get both my hands out here. He ain't going past me. Like, simple as that.
What he's doing, he's actually getting in a position that is probably his weakest area of his game, and probably the defender's strongest, because I can just see him. This is the best scenario for me, worst scenario for you. He does that often in games, and I'd love to be able to kind of just make him think a little bit more simplistic.
But Rio, that to me sounds like a coaching issue. Everything you're saying, Steve, sounds like a coaching issue. Why, like, is he to blame for that, or is it the coaches? Because I don't understand how we can all see it on TV, even as fans and whatever, and the striker himself can't.
It's one of two things, I think. Sorry, Steve. It's one of two things. It's either he's not being coached that, or he's not being coached the right thing from a coach's standpoint. One of those two things. And the other thing is either he's being coached and told these things, but he doesn't digest and translate to the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And coaches used to say, we've been on the video, we've done it on the training pitch, we've done it on the board, and it might have kicked in later in career. But it's just the way it is. Some players need to be communicated in a particular way for it to hit home.
I have to be honest though, I'm seeing a lot of similarities in them as players. I mean, obviously the age isn't too different. You got Sesko, who's 2 years older when he signed, by the way. And when you're looking at their goals, Hojlund had 9 goals. He's got 13. So there's still a lot of similarities there. But is there room for all three of them, Zertsky, Hojlund, and Sesko, to play together? If not, who would you let go, Rio?
I don't know. I don't think it's all about personal kind of preference. Who wants to be there and play number 2 or 3 striker? If whoever isn't happy doing it, hold your hand up now and we'll get rid of you and we'll get you out and you can go on loan or something. Or if you can be sold. That's where I'll deal with it.
Do you want me to tell you the truth? Here's what needs to happen. Hojlund gets boshed into a cannon and sent. That's what he gets. He gets rocketed out of the gaff. We go, and the fact that he didn't play against Everton in the last game and we didn't bring him on against Fiorentina tells you that's exactly what's happening. He is getting loaded into the cargo hold of a plane and he is getting sent away from Old Trafford. And you know what? That's what needs to happen with him because he's not been good enough. And you say, whose fault is it? You talk about the coaching, this, that, and the other. Rio, whose responsibility is your career?
Yeah, I agree. It's you. It's down to you. I agree 100%. But what I would say sometimes, Steve, there ain't a player out there that don't want to do well and be successful. It's just sometimes they need to be guided and cajoled into thinking the right way about their game. Sometimes they get caught up in thinking about, look at the amount of data and information these guys are taking in today. A different breed to what we was. There's like a 10-point plan every time you get the ball before you play it there. If you can't play it, there's 10 other points where you can go. We just played off the cuff and you got that little solution there, that's it. So there's a lot to think about. A lot goes into this. There's sometimes overcomplicating it for certain people ain't right.
Out of Zirkzee, out of Hojlund and out of Sesko, do you know what you do?
What?
You get rid of Hojlund. You bring in Dominic Calvert-Lewin on a free because he's got the experience that they don't have and he's got a different way of playing. And you have Zirkzee's not really a centre forward. Zirkzee probably needs to play in one of the wider positions and play off someone. Zirkzee needs runners. He can't be the runner. He's got great feet. He's got great vision.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, what are you chatting about, bro?
Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a better centre forward injured than Rasmus Hojlund has been on his best day.
That Dominic Calvert-Lewin can't stay fit.
Exactly. He doesn't need to stay fit to be better than Hojlund.
So why are you bringing him into this club then?
Because he only needs to play about 5 or 6 games a year and give Sesko the night off. Rasmus Hojlund's not going to sit there and do you a job.
This is what I'm saying. This club's built on the academy.
Yeah,
you've got Chido Obi sitting there. Play him if you're going to think about 5 or 6 games.
He ain't ready,
not somebody who's older and he can't stay fit.
He ain't ready. He's too raw.
What?
He ain't ready.
He's what?
But that's why he needs 5 or 6 games. I'm not talking about 20.
Yeah,
5
I'd
or
still
6.
bring Calvert-Lewin in. He's a free man. He's not going to cost much wages. Free transfer. Better than Hojlund. Get him in.
No.
Strengthening
Sorry, I disagree massively. What signal does that send to the rest of the league or to your squad, most importantly?
All right, well, we'll flip it the other way, right? The window closes in 4 weeks' time. Sesko gets injured, and you're going into the season with Chido and Zirkzee. You're looking at the same thing that you had last season. At least if you had Calvert-Lewin, you've got something that you've got as a backup.
Anyway, listen, I want to stick it with the game coming up, Man United versus Arsenal. I need to know your starting 11, please. Steve, as you're on a mad one, you might as well go first. Go on.
So it should be Tom Eaton in net. I don't think it will be. I think it'll either be... This sounds like they're going to do a behind closed doors game this week to give Onana a run out. But it'll either be Onana or Bayende, but it should be Tom Eaton because he was good the other day when he played on tour. Defence is a sticky one for us. Yoro is the first name on the team sheet because he was excellent on pre-season. He looks like he's levelled up, both physically, mature-wise. His reading of the game has took a level up, and he offers us so much because of the pace that he's got when we get transitioned on. Dijk should be the one that plays in the middle. And then it's that left side centre-half role. Going into the season, I was thinking, while Martinez is out, I probably would have played Mazraoui. But the fact Mazraoui's not played and Aiden haven't got injured yesterday or Saturday, I don't know who's going to play left side centre-half. I think if I had to take a guess, it might be Luke Shaw, who hasn't looked terrible, but he's also not looked great. But I think it probably end up going to be Luke Shaw. Dorgu, left wing back. I think it'll be Ahmad right wing back. And then probably because we're expecting to maybe not have the ball loads. Ugarte probably plays. And I think he goes with Casemiro alongside Ugarte. And I think Bruno and Cunha and Sesko, and we see Mbeumo off the bench.
But how are you feeling about Mason Mount this season? I think it's a huge season for him, you know. I think fitness has obviously been his biggest enemy since he signed for Manchester United. If he stays fit, he's like a brand new signing, and the energy that he brings to the table. In 2 or 3 games I saw last season before he got injured, he was arguably the best player, 100% the best player out of possession, and was a catalyst for a lot of our pressing and winning the balls back very high up the pitch, which gives us more opportunities to get chances and goals. I think he could be a hugely important player if the manager can get him in the team and he stays fit.
He's got to be better on the ball, though. He's not really been getting on the ball and making things happen in the manner that we saw him do with Chelsea. Not seen any of that, really, from Mason Mount.
But there are some people that affect games without the ball, you know that. Darren Fletcher was one of those players.
You only have it for 3 minutes
People
a game,
go, Fletcher, he ain't this good on the... Sometimes you don't need the football at your feet to affect the game. Your movement and your runs, your intelligence, your movement without the ball can be as telling sometimes and as impactful. So let's hope he stays fit and we can see the best of him.
Predictions, guys. What are we saying? Don't hold back.
I think we lose.
Oh, they've gone quiet. They've gone quiet.
I think we lose.
I think we lose.
We'll go and draw.
I'd take the draw, I think, at this stage.
Score draw or like what?
I'm going to go score draw.
Yeah, I think score draw. We don't keep clean
I'm going
sheets.
to go for 1-0.
Open.
1-0.
Yeah, score draw 1-0.
With our attacking flair.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, what did I say last season? You lot was gagging for a striker, you right? And what I said all last season is, if you bring in a striker that's going to play on the shoulder, that's not going to get involved in the build-up, it's going to fundamentally change the way that you play, right? And from what I've seen, the little bit that I've seen, that is absolutely going to be the case. So you might be a bit more potent with less football, but I think that the way Arsenal sort of suffocate teams and hold possession is going to completely change with Gyokeres up front rather than having Havertz.
I say this from the bottom of my heart, mate. We don't care. We don't care because
Well,
we've got our main man. This is what we've been missing. No excuses from us now. We're ready to go. And
okay, so you just said no excuses from you.
No
so if the 12 billion that Arteta has spent in the, how long's he been there now? Like 7 years. If he fails to deliver the title this year, does he get the bullet?
Steve, he has to win either the Premier League or the Champions League. Whatever happens outside of that.
And when he doesn't.
What do you mean when he doesn't? Come on. You can't. What do you mean when he doesn't?
Well, he's had like what?
What I would say,
15 goes at it so far.
He's got.
What I would say though is, I think you're closer. You're closer to it now than you've ever been with a striker on paper.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with Steve. My biggest concern is, are you going to be able to maintain pressure and territorial advantage the way you have done the last 3 or 4 seasons with teams and just pen teams back with one less player involved in your build-up play? You've had Havertz for most of that time, who comes in and creates the overload and the extra player, brings touches, etc. Gyokeres doesn't want to do that. Is he going to be asked to do that and change the way he plays, or is he going to be told, no, you're a number 9, just finish chances? I agree. That's going to have a difference. It could have a big difference in the way that your season pans out. I hope for you guys it goes the right way, but bigger picture.
Wait. My prediction very quickly: 3-1 Arsenal. Only guy scoring for United is obviously Bruno. Gyokeres on the score sheet. You can throw in Saka, who I don't really care. It's 3-1.
What happens if we beat you?
What'd you say?
We're not ready. What happens if we beat you?
You're not going to beat us.
But what if we do?
But you're not.
But what if we do?
We'll see then. Rio?
Confidence, Mr. Confidence. I'm going 1-1. So, but listen, let's bigger picture. Let's go predictions for the season. Where are we going, guys? Top 4.
Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Chelsea.
In that order?
I said it here first. Didn't stutter.
Wow. Go on, Steve. Who you going?
It is what Joel's just said, innit? Let's be honest. That you would assume...
Arsenal winning the league?
Oh, no. No. Liverpool are winning this league. Liverpool are winning the league.
Say that again for your Liverpool audience.
Liverpool are winning the league.
Brilliant. Please, Tom, George, clip that up. Thank you.
I'm going to go Liverpool to win the league as well. I'm going to go Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea. I think United are top 8. Anything above that is like, I think is just like a ridiculous, like wow, compared to what it was.
If we don't bring anybody else in, we're top 7. If we bring in Baleba and like there's some talk of Donnarumma, which I can't imagine we get both of those done this window. I can't imagine that's a reality. If we got both of those done, I think we crash the top 4 because 1 game a week, that's powerful, man. We saw it with Chelsea under Conte in his first season, just 1 game a week that you got to focus on. I think we go top 6. And I think that's mad progress from finishing 15th last year. So I'll take that.
Right, moving on. Top goal scorer. Mine changes every week.
Haaland.
It's Haaland, isn't it?
Haaland.
You can be
Salah?
about it, but it's Haaland.
Nah.
Salah don't get a shout?
Nah, it's Haaland, man. Like,
I think Salah's going to drop off, this year. I think the way Frimpong plays, I think they're going to be in each other's space a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to go Haaland. I've gone Haaland. I said Isak if he joins Liverpool, but I don't think he's going to go there. So we'll see. Haaland.
By the way, if Isak does join Liverpool, Newcastle probably need to be looking at Calvert-Lewin because he might be the only player they can sign. It's hilarious how they are getting pied off everybody.
I don't know. Why does no one want to go there? You know what? The North East, yeah? What a place to play football, man. Like, you go, if you said to some players you're going to walk out at St James's, full house every week, being supported to the hip, mate, it's an unbelievable atmosphere there. Crazy.
Relegated team?
Leeds. I think Wolves are going down. I think they've lost too much quality. Leeds, Wolves.
You think Burnley will stay up?
I reckon Burnley. I say Burnley, Sunderland, and Brentford.
Burnley, Sunderland, and Leeds all go back down for me.
What? Come on, Rio.
Nah, I think one of them because it's every single season. It's the 3 that come up go down. I think one of them sneaks through, but I don't know.
Scott Parker maybe could get his team out of it. Maybe.
Nah, he's getting sacked.
We'll see. Biggest improvement this season will be Man United. I reckon. I'm going to go out and say it. Man United will be the biggest improvement, 100%.
Well, that's not hard, is it? Like, you can't go from 50.
They can't finish where they finished last year. Although, Champions League, is that going to have any impact with them?
We'll see. I don't like this first manager sack business. I don't like that one. I don't like that question. I don't want to see people get sacked, really.
There's always someone in the first 6 weeks, though, isn't there? It's mental. Like, I don't know what owners are thinking when they think, like, how did you see this season going? And then someone gets the bullet in the first 6 weeks, especially when it's one of the newly promoted teams. Like, did you think it was going to be top of the league, you dickhead? What are you on about?
Yeah, it's true.
Nah,
I always think that. When a newly promoted team goes up and then they're not doing that well near Christmas, they go, we'll sack him. What were you expecting him to be? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
It's gonna be for me. It's gonna be Brentford manager because that guy Keith Andrews. He's got no experience. He's a set piece coach. No disrespect to him, but
wow,
like,
he watches the show. You ain't gonna be welcome.
Listen, I'm just saying, yeah.
That piece coach is the only reason you lot did anything last season. So how about have a bit of respect?
Hey, Joe, you know the Leeds manager last year when they got promoted, there was rumours he was getting the sack, so he could be first,
Who, Daniel Farke?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I say it's going to be Keith Andrews, and on top of that, they've lost Mbeumo. They've lost it's not going to be easy. Could be losing Wissa. They've lost Norgard. He's got a tough job at hand, man. Yeah,
I agree. All right, well, listen, man, what a show. The first show of the season, or first real show with a team, with a band back together. It's good to see you guys,
Yeah. Nah, it's true. The chemistry's still there as well. Steve's still hopefully wishing that Arsenal don't do well. Whilst
you're still deluded.
Obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, I want to say thank you very much for joining us again. Everybody watching, we are back. Rio Ferdinand presents. Do not forget to check out the Harry Maguire interview. Big things. And obviously the other interviews as well that were done during the pre-season time. We got Rooney on the road, Michael Carrick, loads of Mbeumo. It's been hectic on the channel. So please, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do so. Good to have Steve back. Rio, good to have you here as well today. And of course, myself, thank you very much. And we'll see you soon. Peace.